Hi there everyone, I've got a wee bit of a break from the usual trout scheduled programming today for some dead baiting for pike, which is something I do a wee bit of myself, but I don't really film very often, so something a bit different today. So my plan was to dead bait down the side of this wee bay here. There's a current that runs from the right to the left of the screen, and it's the same through the whole video here. So I'm starting up at this river mouth. There's often a fish hanging around in and about the weeds. You can kind of see along with that tree, there seems to be a drop off, and they kind of like to lurk around there. So my first plan of action here is to get a bait in the water and get it twitched back towards myself and maybe try and induce a nice early bite.
Pretty good start.
Some proper Hollywood stuff there to kick us off, and you can see how pleased I am about that. So from here on, the plan was to get a little bit more relaxed with our style of fishing and just put some dead baits out in some like looking spots and just work our way down, maybe half hour windows.
Plan is always to set up here, leave that swim unbothered, and then just kind of get something in there with like minimal disturbance, and it's paid off, so good sign. What about the same cast?
I did, however, try a couple more wobble baits, just a few more casts at the top, just in case there was anything else lying about, because the first one did go pretty well after that. Pike can be quite funny sometimes. You always find that all the so-called action moments will come within maybe the first hour or within just a certain 2-hour spell, and then the rest of the day you don't really see any more fish. So I think it's more about getting yourself ready at the right time and making sure that when they do switch on, you are there. Has to be said though, it is quite nice just kind of sitting and watching rods for a wee while.
There's actually a big trout just rose up there.
So I gave this wee spot 30 minutes I think, and then it was down to the next bit where it does get a bit deeper. There is a little spot where the river kind of comes in where that tree is, you can see there, so it kind of seems to funnel in there. Just, you know, to cover some new ground and maybe see where there's a few fish hiding, try and cover a few more fish hopefully.
So I'm pretty happy here just now. I'll maybe fish down a couple more pieces and then try and maybe chuck a lure on just before the light starts to go. See how that gets on. It's pretty quiet just now, so
after a wee while, we did pick up a run here. I unfortunately didn't manage to get the camera on in time, so I was fumbling a wee bit. Unfortunately though, this guy didn't really stay on. I kind of tried to see if he was sitting in about the area. I tried the same wee sink and draw tactic that I got my first fish on. He wasn't really taking though. Maybe he would hang about until later. We'll see. But yeah, regardless, we did persevere. Ended up back behind the rods here, and our luck did start to change a wee bit. See in this next wee clip, if you try and keep an eye on the middle rod, and try and avoid my ignore my snoring as well, because I was just about falling asleep.
Oh yes. I'm just scared of fish off there.
So yeah, after me thinking this fish had dropped, I've obviously managed to drag him so far in. I thought I'd lost him at one point because of how light he was. He started giving a really good account of himself. Gets himself over to my other line actually at one point and gets himself in and about it. Also want to say I've fished this mark several times before, and I know the points where you can, the nice soft grassy bits where you can unhook a fish. I didn't have a mat with me this time, but I think if I went somewhere new I would take one with me, especially for dead baiting.
God, they're worth the wait. They just take a wee while to come on. Let's get these rods sorted.
with that buzzer there, that makes that about 3 bites in 10 minutes here, so I can pretty comfortably say that we're in the golden hour now.
Doesn't feel too big, but I don't think he knows he's hooked yet. So I'm starting to realise now. Come on then. Oh yes.
I had, however, not managed to actually have time to get the last trace at my net, so I had to take a quick pause and get that sorted out before landing this guy.
Yeah, he was going to do that. Yeah. He's unhooked himself, how kind. Oh, there's a bait. I don't know why that's in this bag, but I might try him. 14. Don't know how good these scales are. They're definitely old enough. There we go, it's ready to go. I'm going to go and get a wee look at it. It's only been out the water for less than a minute, so I'm going to get a quick look at it here, let you see it, and then it can go in the back nice and safe. A lovely big fish.
That bait must have just not even hit the bottom and the fish had picked it up already. You can see from the footage there. Some pretty stunning stuff there, to be honest. It's the kind of things that gets you out of bed for fishing on a cold November morning.
I think that's probably a good spot to end on. That's the light just starting to fade, so I'm going to call it now. Try and get home before it gets dark. So, thank you very much for watching. If you made it here, there's been some good fish here. It's nice to have something a bit different from fly fishing, especially when you can't go fly fishing. So, once again, thank you very much, and I'll hopefully see you again next time. Bye bye.